Video games have always been the ideal medium for the horror genre, and this is especially true for VR horror games. The eeriness of horror works so much better when you're more deeply immersed in the world, and there's nothing more immersive than virtual reality. So which game will give you more chills than an icy bath on top of a train through the Alps? Stick around to find out. First is Resident Evil VII Biohazard. As far as horror franchises go, none is quite as suited to VR as Resident Evil. With 3 decades honing their craft, Capcom's VR debut was always going to be a momentous occasion, and Resident Evil VII Biohazard doesn't disappoint. Resident Evil VII Biohazard is an unnerving, deliciously unsettling experience on PC and console, but the VR version ramps the fear factor in every respect. Dropped in a haunting Louisiana estate owned by the crazed Baker family, protagonist Ethan Winters is faced with the task of tracking down his missing wife. The Bakers are no ordinary family, and one that's hiding a bleak secret. VR brings every shadowy corner, distant structural groan, and filthy detail of the Bayou cabin to life like never before. What makes Resident Evil VII Biohazard a must-play on VR is the polished quality of the production married to a well-paced story that leans heavily on superb audio design, a genuinely terrifying atmosphere, and attention to detail rarely found in VR titles. Resident Evil VII Biohazard doesn't eschew classic jump scare mechanics, but these aren't gratuitous. Instead, they are married with an ever-present dread, a visceral fear of an unseen horror creeping around the Baker's haunted cabin. Suspense and anticipation are just as effective as the enemies who will cross your path. As the most complete VR horror experience out there, Resident Evil VII Biohazard is largely unrivaled. The only real catch is that it's a PSVR exclusive, so PC players are out of luck. Additionally, the game doesn't support the PS Move controllers and is only playable with a controller. Next is Five Nights at Freddy's VR. Another long-running franchise bound to jump to VR at some point, Five Nights at Freddy's, in its unique brand of animatronic horror, transitions splendidly to the immersive qualities of the platform in the shape of Five Nights at Freddy's VR, Help Wanted. Don't just take our word for it. The game is one of the best-selling VR games, all genres confused, on Steam, and a fan favorite among VR horror buffs. As the newest hire at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, you're tasked with surviving 5 successive nights in the kids' pizzeria. Easy enough on paper, other than the pesky issue of animatronic furballs romping around the place as soon as the sun sets, and a concerning absence of decent lighting. It goes without saying that said furballs are out to end your gainful employment early. Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted is framed as a series of mini-games and game modes that include throwbacks to previous entries in the series, maintenance tasks, creepy hide-and-seek sessions, and on-rails shooting, among others. Naturally, each is characterized by the ever-present fear of an animatronic aberration springing out of nowhere. Expect jump scares from series staples, plenty of references, and a ton of collectibles to amass through those 5 fearful nights. While Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted's VR experience ranks up there as one of the most enjoyable and terror-inducing, it isn't the most polished affair on a graphical level. That said, it's available on a broad range of headsets and platforms, including Oculus, Steam VR, and PSVR headsets. Third is Phasmophobia. Alongside Among Us and Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Phasmophobia was one of the unexpected hits of the COVID lockdown-ridden 2020, and it has its very own VR mode that's free alongside the flat gaming version. As part of a crack team of paranormal investigators, you're tasked with diving headfirst into a variety of haunted locales to gather evidence, detect strange otherworldly activity, and, if everything goes right, dispatch over a dozen different types of ghosts. At your disposal is an arsenal of ghost hunting gear, including sensors, EMF readers, CCTV cameras, thermometers, and more. Additionally, you can use your voice to interact with the ghosts. Pester them too much, and things quickly go south. Phasmophobia heightens the suspense by throwing a timer into the mix, adding a sense of urgency to the fear factor. More gathered evidence and more ousted specters equate to better pay, which you can then invest in better gear to ease subsequent investigations. Though Phasmophobia proposes a decent single-player experience, it's best played with others in 4-player co-op, not least because of the endless trolling opportunities afforded by sowing panic among already on-edge friends. Nothing quite beats sharing the sudden terror of a ghost appearing with others. Phasmophobia is available via Valve's Steam digital storefront and consequently only fires up with Steam VR-compatible headsets such as the Valve Index, Oculus Quest 2, HTC Vive, and WMR headsets. There are rumors of a PlayStation 4 version in the works, but no firm confirmation yet from developer Kinetic Games, so it's the waiting game for PSVR owners for now. Fourth is The Exorcist Legion VR. The Exorcist Legion VR gorges unapologetically on the works of the late author William Peter Blatty, famed for penning the seminal The Exorcist novel in the 1970s, among others, and to great effect. Broken down into 5 thrilling and easily digested episodes, The Exorcist Legion VR drops you in as an investigator tasked with plying your trade as a demonic exorcist, confronting sinister entities and unearthing secrets, all while navigating richly detailed and immersive environments. Each area needs to be thoroughly combed and explored to solve puzzles, uncover clues, and even find a smattering of Easter eggs. It's an intense horror experience that is only enhanced through the lenses of a VR headset. The slow, creeping crescendo of horror at the core of The Exorcist Legion VR is well-paced and accompanied by stellar audio design. No jump scare feels surplus to requirements, and the 5 chapters lead to a cinematic finale that will have you quaking in your boots in terrified delight. With each episode tallying up to half an hour of gameplay, The Exorcist Legion VR is on the short side, but given the intensity and emotional toll of the horror experience on offer here, that's all the better. The Exorcist Legion VR is available on Steam, Oculus, and PSVR, granting a compatibility with most of the major headsets currently available. It's an unmissable VR game for any self-respecting horror buff out there. Let's move on to Blair Witch VR. For one of the most spine-chilling VR experiences out there, don't forget to take a look at Blair Witch VR. Being based on one of the most popular horror franchises has its advantages, and this particular title certainly is one of the best ports of the Blair Witch series out there. Its excellent sound design and dark atmospheric setting combine to create quite a complete experience. In addition, expect to find Bullet the dog as a handy companion on your journey through Black Hills Forest, who certainly is a handy help for navigating in the pitch black. The way this has been achieved means you only know what's immediately going to occur, which only heightens the suspense in what is a rather well-paced VR title. Next is Paranormal Activity: The Lost Soul. Another title with ties to a film, Paranormal Activity: The Lost Soul is a VR game for those who like quick and sharp scares. Intriguingly, it features an adaptive scare system that can place the jump scares and items organically. What this means is that you won't experience the same frights twice, so every playthrough is sure to keep you on your toes, which isn't a bad thing for a horror game. Moreover, with a large and open house to explore, there's going to be plenty of scares to experience, and its clever level design is also a major bonus. Finally, we have The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners. Our last recommendation for the best VR horror games is The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners, released last year for Steam VR, Oculus, and PSVR, making it the most recent game of our picks. As the name implies, it dips into the rich The Walking Dead universe, and its deep dive into a community trying to survive amid a zombie apocalypse. More first-person shooter than a straight horror game, The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners defines itself by addictively satisfying combat that translates beautifully to the immersion of VR. Decapitating zombies, dipping into a broad arsenal of weaponry, and gory melee combat aplenty, this is one for those who want the visceral experience of fighting for your life. The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners also delivers a compelling snapshot of what it takes to count among the survivors in the face of a constant threat and waning hope. The game also throws in some tough moral decisions as you interact with other survivors, equally intent on surviving at any cost. While excellent at what it does, The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners shuns the creeping dread and psychological horror of the other games in our list for a far more action-based horror experience. For those on the hunt for a genuinely haunting experience with a visceral dose of horror, The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners won't quite scratch that itch. Well, thanks for sticking around till the end. Make sure to try one of the games above, and if you already have, comment below what you experienced. Till next time.